So what I'm going to do here is post a quick video of how to make a wooden growth chart to measure your baby's height as they grow up. You can buy these online. I've seen them all different prices. I know you can get them in stores. What I was looking for was two things. One that could be removed and saved. A lot of the decals, you stick them to the wall. You can't save them afterwards. The other is I was looking for something that I can kind of customize. So the idea that we had was we wanted to make one look like a ruler. So what I did was bought this 6-foot board here. It's just a common board at Home Depot. It costs you about $6. And what we are going to do is bevel the edge of this wood here using a router. So just really quickly, what I did here, I have the board clamped down. Got some cloths under the clamps just so I don't leave marks in the wood. This board's in pretty good shape. There is a slight mark over here, but I am going to have to cut this down a little bit. It's a 6-foot board. I'm going to be cutting about half a foot off anyway later on to put it over the molding on the floor. So we'll see that later on. Right now what I want to do is just bevel off one edge of this board here. You could choose to do both if you want to make it look really like a ruler, but you'll see later on when I mount it up against the door molding, I want one edge to be flat just so it'll be flush and look nice up against the board there. Okay, so this is your router. What I'm going to be using is this router bit here. The one you'd want to be looking for is a cove. It'll give you the same effect. I'm not quite sure the name of this one here, but if you were to tell the guy at Home Depot what you're looking to do, I'm sure they'd get you the right one. Again, this is my first time doing this, so bear with me. And what we're going to do is we're going to hold the router right up against the edge of the wood, move from one end of the board to the other, and that'll get us that routed edge. So I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead, and you'll see what it looks like as soon as I get that done. Using our router, what I did was routed both sides. So we're good to go. I'm going to take it to the room I'm putting it up in and show you what my intention is here. Because I want this to be true to form when the baby stands in front of it, I want to make sure my measurements are right when I put the decals on with the 1 foot mark, 2 foot mark, etc. But this isn't going to be flush on the floor. I have a molding this is going to go above. So we're going to go measure the molding, see how high up the molding is. Let's say it's 3 inches. We'll mark it, and then we're going to cut the 3 inches off. Then we'll finish the wood, sand it up a little bit, stain it, and then put our decals on, and we should be good to go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere our decals now. The stain dried, let it dry for 72 hours. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the top here. This board, the decal kit I ordered comes with 6 feet worth of decals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the top with my 6 foot and work my way down the board. The tick marks here come in sections, making it easy to handle, which is nice. So I did cut 3.5 inches off the bottom of the board. The reason why I'm starting at the top is I know I want my board to go up to the 6 foot mark. I'm going to use the decals until I get down to the bottom here, then I'll trim the last one. And then all I got to do is make sure that when I mount my board on the wall, that this guy here is true to the 6 foot mark height. So what you want to do is you want to lay out your first one like I did here before peeling it and sticking it on. Now this one's already stuck on because I wanted to try it before filming. So this one's stuck on. I do need to peel it off. So what I am going to do is show you on this one how it just simply peels off the backing paper and how you would lay it on. Now the key here is I got this one on. The number isn't stuck on yet, but this guy is. After you stick it on, it's just like any other decal you've probably done before. You just peel the backing paper, stick it on tight, and then you just want to squeegee out any air bubbles. Just making sure it's nice and smooth. going down the surface here. Once that is done, we should be able to just peel back the transfer paper as such. And voila. Looks pretty good. Now you could poly this board afterwards if you wanted to cover the decals. I don't think I'm going to poly it. Not sure yet. Would make it harder to mark on the board, so I'm not sure yet. That's up in the air. So now that we got our first one on and adhered, the important thing here is making sure that our measurements, our marks are right. So if that's my 6 foot mark, I need to make sure that my 5 foot mark is obviously exactly 12 inches away. So what we would do, let's go ahead. Knowing that that is 1 foot, we now know that our next decal, well, that wasn't supposed to happen, but our next decal is going to end up down here. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that. I need 2 hands for that, so I'm going to put the camera down. I'm going to mark that, and then mark every foot going down, and I'm going to go ahead and get those stuck on. As far as peeling it off, like I said, you really didn't miss much on the first part. You just peel it off this backing paper here, then you adhere it on here. After I get all these on, I'll go ahead and stick the numbers on. Now with your numbers, you can choose to go vertically, horizontally. My plan all along was to stick them on here like this, going down the board, and then putting the dates right on the board here with either a Sharpie, or I'm even debating getting a wood burning tool and burning them in as she grows. So we'll see about that. Anyway, let me go ahead and put the camera down, jump to the next step here. So anyway, really quick, like I was saying, just want to show you this. That's my 6 foot mark, coming down exactly a foot. I marked the board a little bit. That 1 foot is where I'm going to put my next decal right over. It's going to go right over that pot. Coming down here a ways, I marked it again, and so on and so forth down the board. So let me go ahead and get those stuck on so we can stick the numbers on. So real quick, I just wanted to show you this. So this is the bottom of the board, and as I said, I was going to have some excess here. One thing I didn't account for, which is not a big deal for me because this was never going to sit flush to the floor. This board, I always planned on mounting it to the wall about 4 inches off the floor anyhow. But I do want to point this out. Up top, because you're not going to start all the way at the top of the board. This was a 6 foot board initially. You're not going to start exactly up there, because if you did, and you place your number would have to go under it, which wouldn't look right. So that another 1.5 inches there that I came down, obviously you're going to lose it down here, which again was not a big deal. When I get this done, I'm only going to be shy about 5 inches. I'll show you real quick. So this is the 1 foot mark. You'll see goes down to the 7-inch mark. So I've got 5 inches to go where I'm going to have to lift this off the floor. So when I mount it to the wall, I'm going to mount it 5 inches off the floor, and I'll have true marks: 1 foot, 2 foot, etc. So let me go ahead and move on to the last step with the numbers and show you what it looks like when it's done. So this is the finished product. As you can see, I mounted it about 5 inches up off the floor. When you hang it, just be sure you mark off using a tape measure 6 feet up on your wall. I got a little mark there. I just gotta erase it. It's with pencil. This way you make sure your board's actually true. And I've got that mounted right into the wall stud. If you don't know how to find a wall stud, go ahead and just use drywall anchors. That'll hold it up there. I did end up finishing this with a satin poly. You can choose not to. Originally I wasn't going to. The reason why I did is you might be able to see with, yeah, right there. You can see it kind of seals the decals on really nice too. So that's why I went with that. I actually, I'm taking it a step further, just ordered a wood burning tool. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and burn the dates in. Show you down here how to get the first mark in. right here. And I did it with a Sharpie, fine Sharpie, but I'm going to go ahead and start using a wood burning tool just so it stays there. I don't have to worry about it ever fading off. So that's about it. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. Hope you enjoyed the video.